Poe is one of my favorite authors. And this nursery rhyme, let's sing it. Don't you want to? You just like totally want to. I know you, right? Oh, ready? So, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. So this just is on my heart to talk about, and I wanted to break it down. I shared this with my friend at breakfast a little bit, and I thought I would share it with you and then get your insight and what you think, how it means, what does it mean to us. So I broke it down into, each sentence. Row, row, row. So it's 3 rows. And interestingly, there's 4 merrilies, but there's, 3 rows. And so it's this rowing business, and why is it 3? I'm thinking, well, I'm a physical, emotional, and spiritual being, right? I have physical needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs talks about, the physical needs of food and shelter, and, and we can't even go to self-actualization, which is like enlightenment, which is the real spiritual component, until we have the basic needs met. And so I row so I can get food. I row so that I could have shelter. I row so that I can have a car and have gas in the car. I row, right? I row emotionally. I work on myself in my recovery. I row to work on my psyche, my personality, which has really pretty much been developed, but I think I lack self-acceptance sometimes. I think that we were talking about this before, that I was somewhere today, and I felt a little intimidated. That's self-acceptance, or lack of self-acceptance, that I need to work on in terms of my emotional needs and my emotional self. And then, of course, my spiritual self. So row, row, row. Row in the physical realm, row in the emotional realm, and row in the spiritual realm. How often am I really engaging in my practice, in my spiritual practice? How much time and effort do I really place into it? I try to talk to God throughout the day. I try to do little rituals here and there, lighting candles, burning incense, engaging in meditation. I'm a big Jnani yogi, which means I really like reading a lot, and I just was gifted with this book, which is Jesus and Buddha Knew Each Other, and I'm not promoting this. I'm just saying that it says the lifetimes when Jesus and Buddha knew each other. That's the name of the book by Gary Renard. I love reading about spiritual things, and I love reading about ways in which I can work on myself. But this row, row, row your boat thing, just the row, 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 is self-effort. The footwork. Like, I got to put the footwork in. I've got to take that one step. And I know that in taking one step toward God, God takes 1,000 steps toward me and helps me with divine grace. I also was thinking about row, 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 3. Why said 3 times? I'm thinking maybe from a yogic interpretation. We talk about sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic behavior. Sattva or sattvic is pure intention, good intention. To be good, to do good. We talk about this in our mission statement. Rajasic is ego. I want to add my accomplishments. I want to collect baseball cards. Remember when you were in grammar school, you used to collect baseball? I don't know about the girls, but I did collect baseball cards. And the more of them I had, the better I felt. This is rajasic behavior, right? This is the ego. This is the accomplishment. This is the do. And then there's tamasic, which is the lowest frequency you can think of. The violence, the stealing, trying to get over, right? So there's 3 different ways I could row. I could row with sattvic, pure. I could row with rajasic, which is, I can't wait to get down the stream. Which sometimes is what I do. Or I could just be like what I do sometimes when I'm rowing with Chris, which is I don't row and she rows, which is lazy. There's 3 different ways to row, right? So row, row, row. Spiritual, physical, emotional. You are the architect of your destiny. It is the effort we put in. What I put into it, I get out of it. We talk about that in recovery a lot. So the more I put into it with an earnest heart, with sattvic intention, the more I get out of it. Row, row, row. Now here's the other thing about rowing, though. Sometimes the wind comes. Sometimes the wind comes. The winds of change. They come blowing at us. And, oh my God, when the winds pick up, it's very important they stay balanced. It's very important, if you've ever rowed before and you're rowing down a stream, that you stay left, you stay right, you stay left, you stay right, you stay left, you row left, you row right, you row left, you row right. Equal, kind of, and you get a rhythm. The middle way, the Buddha said, the middle way. So I'm thinking about not craving and clinging after the things of this world too much, everything in moderation. We're coming upon the holidays, so I'm very conscious of my diet these days, and I'm anticipating the binging that's going to happen during that Christmas holiday in Vermont. As I'm stuffing my face. See, I'm off balance when I do that. Right? So everything in moderation. When the winds pick up, not only is it important for me to remain balanced, but guess what? When I have more people in the boat, it's so much easier. Right? So satsanga, good association. The more people in the boat, the better it is. And we always need that captain of the boat, the row captain. It's called the coxswain, I think it is. And it is, right? And he's like, row, row, row. Who's that? That's my guru. That's the spiritual teacher, the spiritual leaders. And sometimes the authors of the books that we read that inspire us. Eckhart Tolle becomes the captain of the row team for us. But it's so easy when we have each other in the boat. Now, what's the boat? I think the boat is this embodiment. It's this lifetime. The boat is this body, right? So the boat, and in the yogic interpretation, prarabdha karma, what does that mean? That means what I've been given, sort of not my lot in life, but what I've been given to work with. I'm going to be 5'2.5". I'm going to be Italian. I'm going to be, I'm going to have this talent of music. I was really born with that, but that's not I didn't study this. So I don't really consider that to be effort. That's more like the talent that I come to the world with, right? The hair color that I come to the world with. My love of God that I come to the world with, which I thank my family, the family I was born into. So, this is your boat. Some boats are awesome, and some boats are big, and some boats are fast. And then there's that canoe that really won't tip over unless you stand up. And it really will just kind of stay up on its own, right? There's not much you have to do with the boat. But this boat is the whole of me, my strengths, my weaknesses, my limitations. I'm in recovery, so I could look at that as a major limitation, or I could look at that as a major strength because I have recovery tools that I can use. So row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Gently down the stream. Now, Abraham Hicks talks a lot about go with the stream, go with the flow, don't fight against it. What does that mean? That means that I don't have to resist life. I don't even have to resist the wind. I don't have to fight against it. I can allow the stream to take me, and I can be ever so gentle with myself and with others. In recovery, we also talk about easy does it. What does that mean? Oh, we want everything right now. I want to get down the stream as fast as I can, and I'm missing the moment. I'm missing the miracle of the now moment now when I do that. And it's, as they say, it's not a destination. It's the journey. So I miss the miracle when I'm trying so hard, to get down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. 4 merrilies. 3 rows and 4 merrilies. Gratitude consciousness. Joy consciousness. Aware of God in all things. And I'm thinking the 4 yogas. Merrily, 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 merrily. Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Raja Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. So what are those 4 yogas? Well, Bhakti is adoration of God, loving God, adoring God, worshiping God, being aware of God, praising God in everything, this Maya included, this cosmic illusion included. So that's Bhakti. And Karma is service to others. I know that for me, that's a biggie. Doing service for others and serving the blessed self in all. See, I'm not serving you because I'm so great and you need all the help. No, I'm serving the blessed self. I'm serving the divine in you, which is the same divine in me. So it's a worship. So you have Bhakti, you have Karma, you have Jnana Yoga, which I love, which is scripture reading and reading inspiring books. And Raja Yoga, which is meditation, kirtan, saying the names of God. Merrily, 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 merrily. And when I'm in that gratitude place, when I'm in that conscious awareness, and this reminds me of a time when Chris and I kayaked. We were in Key Largo, and our hotel was like here, and a mile away was our friend's hotel. And we got in a kayak, and we thought, well, it's only a mile. But it isn't. It really isn't. It really isn't. And the winds started picking up, and it was like Gilligan's Island. It felt like Gilligan's Island, like, it was like, gonna need the coconut phone soon, Professor. But we started singing a chant to Hanuman, and we were doing Hanumate. We were singing Hanumate, and before you know it, it was merrily, 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 merrily. And we were there. We got there. And we survived. We survived. Oh, God. So row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 merrily. And here's the part. Life is but a dream. So what does that mean? That means that this cosmic illusion, this Maya, isn't real. But it feels so real. Because a virtual reality ride does feel real. And it really grabs you and it tangles you up and you get all involved in it. You can't help it when your loved ones are sick or dying or have died or your allergies are raging. It's hard to say this is a cosmic illusion when your arthritis is hurting, right? When you feel frightened, when you feel lost. It's hard to say this is just a dream. But if we can remember, and this is helpful in meditation, to go within, to that place within, call on the light within, I go home. And I know that I'm perfect. Not the physical boat, and not how much I row, but life is a dream. And if it's a dream, then I don't need to put so much of my emphasis into it. Because it's a hole in the bucket. Here's another nursery rhyme. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. What does that mean? That means that no matter how much I try to get the baseball cards and put them in the bucket, no matter how many Hanukkah gifts, Christmas gifts, Kwanzaa gifts, solstice gifts I get this year, they're going to lose their value the minute I get them. That's the raga and the dvesha. That's the pleasure and the pain. That's the craving and the clinging. That's what Buddha said when he said life is suffering. It's a hole in the bucket because life is but a dream. So I'd like to open this up for your insight. We're gonna shut down the Facebook now.